Need a ring like Illuminati. Chop the beat, sauce it up like some teriyaki. We the gods, we the movement. Trendsetter music. Teachers of the art, Mr. Miyagi.
We come together, the universe is now unified. So sick of the police and the reasons of their genocide. We march the streets and we feel the mace they spray in our eyes. We fight for freedom and we'll fight until the day we die. I wake up living, seeing my life. I'm human, but I'm trying to get it right. A movie by the end of the night. I'll do this for the rest of my life. I wake up living, seeing my life. I'm human, but I'm trying to get it right. A movie by the end of the night. I'll do this for the rest of my life.
You know I'll do this for the rest of my life. Yeah, seeing more life. Yeah, yeah.
Watch ya, my people stand up for freedom. Find out we out we dealing. Knee on the neck of the demon. We here to clean up the season. Them are wicked without reason. So they got up, we keep it. No way for them to creep in. See them all life, we mean it.
You can reach on my altitude more than afternoon. Hit it me down at the tomb. See them all gone natural, factual. No cap beating on my thorax. Here go again, ain't gonna hold that. Just heard it today, it's throwback. Couldn't tell to wave with the flow wet. Doors open ablaze and we gon' win.
For all of my people, I'm praying. Please get away, I ain't playing. Winning in life, I'm just saying. How could you ever betray them? Thinking of all of the times the haters were happy to see us in struggle. Now we on top of the world, we taking their hate and busting their bubble. I wake up living, seeing my life. I'm human, but I'm trying to get it right. A movie by the end of the night. I'll do this for the rest of my life.
She been eating.
And since she been eating, since
Don't
she
got
been
no flavor no
eating.
more.
Steak and eggs.
Tastes nutty.
That's not a good description there, but
Yeah.
Yeah, like
saying it
almond.
tastes nutty and thing. I don't know.
Yeah, like almond.
I can't fuck with that.
What kind of food y'all talking about?
Huh?
Where did you find
In the back parking lot.
One.
Yeah. Oh,
King T
shite.
and a hot
Okay, there you go.
Okay, that's how we start.
Okay, fire blazing.
Are we okay?
Coming through Scotch Earth.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey. Peace, 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 and more peace. What's going on,
the
everybody?
balls.
Hey, welcome back, man. Another episode and a special episode, man, of the Hot Mango Seed podcast. My name is LaRue. I know we've been through a lot right now, and we're going to talk about it. It's heavy, but my name is LaRue. I'm not here alone, man. This is the Hot Mango Seed crew. To my far right, throw y'all off, the king of all kings, King T. And King T is
Yeah.
King T.
What's good? What's good? It's your boy King T. You already know what time it is. Have no fear. The king is here.
I threw the curveball. I'm sorry.
He should have curved ball. You should have do it as
We're
regular.
still going though.
Yep.
The super producer and the producer of all producers, man, Henny Skywalker's here.
Mm.
That's it.
That's the only thing you can say.
And the VI Massive Soldier Bless.
Wow. Hey, let me tell you. Y'all, what good, Soldier Bless, never stress. You already know.
Good to see y'all, man, and the international botanist Rob Rader.
Skirt.
So we're just doing sound effects now. Nobody told me at all.
Not me. I give my intro. I don't know what you're talking about.
I say Henny Skywalker. She goes,
Skirt.
no.
That's how it goes, man. But yeah, well, we just dealing with the fallout, and I'm not talking about Bethesda game. We're just dealing with the fallout and the fallout. Yeah, we falling out for the falling out because you know what? You reap what you sow at the end of the day.
Man, facts. Hey, but thank you so much right now, especially if you tuned in live. We are the Hot Mango Seed podcast. We are the platform, that drills down to the seed, pulls back the layers, and we like to focus on everything relating to cryptocurrency, which is crazy right now. The marijuana industry, which is sad. We're gonna get it's funny how all these things touch on a lot of the topics we talk about: the marijuana industry, the housing industry, the gaming industry, as well as we dive into relationships. We've been talking about the election all year long, man, and so much more. And yeah, it is, it's a time, right?
Time of our lives.
We took a week off, kind of right now our schedule's a little funny. We wanted to come back for sure after the election to talk about it, to engage our people see where you're at, let you know how we're feeling, you know. And I mean, before we even go deep into that, you know, how are y'all doing? How are you?
I'm surviving.
Surviving.
I'm like I told you guys already, you know, I've gone past the extremely angry phase.
Yeah.
And then had time to catch myself and calmly think, because, you know, I'm one of those people, and I live by this, is, you know, when the problem hits me, it hurts for that moment. And then after that, my plan, I start trying to figure out, how do I survive based on these new rules that are about to be set? Because I don't have, as a father, you don't have time to sit there and soak in your sorrow. You gotta figure out how you're gonna survive when the problems hit. So
That's a fact, man. That's a fact. Like,
yeah.
And I'm sorry to even cut you off, but that's another thing, right? For parents that have to talk to their kids right now, that have to explain, like, why is everybody somber? Why are some people happy?
Yeah.
What's going on? You know, for the parents who have to explain, it's a lot. So, but you say that right now you are past the angry.
Yeah, I'm past the angry. I'm at the you know, the planning phase.
Okay.
On, you know, so here's the thing. All of us are investors. So for someone that's in the investment phase, for a Trump presidency, it's going to work out for us.
It can.
Unfortunately, well, yeah. It ain't going to fully work out for us, but I'm saying financially we can win, where the average person is not invested in anything. So they're just getting the hit of it. They're going to take the losses and all the things we're going to talk about today, but they don't have the positive outcome as the investors do. The businesses, the investors, they celebrated the moment he got elected.
A lot of people are happy.
Yeah,
Right
a
now.
lot of people happy
Yeah.
about it.
But
Just,
let's keep it moving, because I know.
Yeah, because you know I talk.
we know this is not about politics. When you
It's not about politics.
Any who, like, I could just say from my knowing of her, you know, she has a hard shell.
not the non-permeable shell.
Henny has a hard, impenetrable shell. So a lot of
Endoskeleton.
times, yeah. So,
Got an
so a
endoskeleton.
lot of times when the hardships are happening, her response isn't so, you know. But Henny, how are you doing right now? How are you feeling?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just ready for 2025. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
We're coming.
Hey, shout out to the kingpin. You know what I mean? For real. You know who you are. You know what I'm saying, Mr. B. Keep it all good. Yeah,
Wait,
B.
what are y'all talking?
Hey,
Y'all
look,
talking?
I'm so lost on that.
Hey, look, let me tell you already. Right?
What is this?
This is some esoteric knowledge. If you really want to know, just know that, you know, Mr. B, use the kingpin.
See,
But yeah,
still talking in code. I don't know what
hey,
Mr. B is.
but you know, from my perspective, you know, watching this, I get to wake up to the fact that, you know, that Donald Trump, you know, he won. And, you know, at first it definitely did hit me hard, you know what I mean? And I went through the emotion like, God, I can't believe it. But then after that, I realized it's still politics.
Yeah.
Politics.
Facts.
Get me? All of
Facts.
this, red, blue,
real.
middle, left, right side. It don't matter which side it is. All of that there is foolery. And I trying to tell you, the man just congregating to control and conspire. They still being friends on the back end. Biden hanging out with Trump. Like I trying to tell you, B. You know what I mean?
I don't know about
Big
that.
man, I telling you, they're conspiring against us because what just happened there is a clear testament and indication of the direction that America going. You
What
know
makes
I mean?
you think that Trump and Biden would be?
Because it's kind of equated to like WWE. These wrestlers on the stage, they going at each other throat. But on the weekends, on the off time, the man having a martini and a cocktail together, and they talking about, oh, you see when we throw you off the cage and blah blah blah.
That's interesting. I never thought
But
of it like
because the man controlling it, because it can't be this way like how it is.
that. But what would they benefit off of? Like, what would? Like, I don't understand where they would benefit. I can understand where.
Okay,
benefiting
the long story short is all a facade. All of this is politics working, and politics, when the people lose, politics ain't working. You see what I'm saying? And the people, no matter if you're on the left or the right, I feel you stand to lose because they're not working for the good of the people.
Okay,
They're
I
working
get
for the
you.
good of the intentions.
And the public servants.
I was in the back. I'm in the
Yeah,
front now.
it's just all
listen,
I feel
can
like
hear
it
you.
is. Like, yeah.
We've had Democrats in office, we've had Republicans in office, and many people still don't have a living wage.
Still the same.
That's
to me.
that's like the first indicator.
But
I
I
mean,
did
both
get
of them
mad.
have chances to work on that, but
Yeah,
they
Let's
don't.
let's keep it moving.
Yeah, no.
Rob, how are you feeling right now?
Same. Chill.
Chill.
Live.
So
Happy. Sad.
so you are sad.
Living. No. Happy. Sad. This is life.
He has no emotions.
No, I'm not confusing at all. It's just living day to day. You know?
So what you've seen, what you've heard, how people are reacting,
attain to. I mean, could.
like after you
Oh, yeah,
heard
I'm
about
on
the
the
election. And
Oh,
whatnot.
with the election, neutral as fuck. But I knew what was
Facebook
it,
having technical
well, the turnout. I knew what the turnout was going to be, but yeah, I'm neutral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like a lot of people, right? Like right now, a lot of people are not in a good place. I think it's okay to not be okay too, right? Because it's a lot,
They the meltdowns over this right now.
and
is
and
insane.
this is us being a society of information. We have so much information that's at us, at our disposal,
Yeah.
that you can really dive deep down into a rabbit hole. So a lot of this that we're talking about and our feelings discussing is about the election, of course, you know, in total. Well, let me backtrack. So today is November 10th, Sunday, November 10th. And I'm guessing that you've, of course, heard about the election. You heard about the results. Republican-elect Donald Trump won the 2024 election. Leading up to the election, right, we learned that there were record high voter registrations, which I want you to remember as I keep going. And by the way, great job to everybody who was a first-time voter, who came out, who, whether you voted for Trump or you voted for Kamala Harris or you voted for abortion rights or you voted for marijuana rights, good for you. In total, there were over 140 million Americans that cast their election ballot. On the day of November 5th, myself and many others, we're front row. We're watching CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, local news, whatever channel or, you know, platform we were watching from the very beginning, because we all knew we've been leading up to this. This election has been like if you've watched any of our episodes, we have talked about this election in season 2 at least 6 or 7 times, and this is episode number 23, which I don't think I said. But this episode 23, and out of those we've spoke about the election more than 6 times, at least 10 times.
A lot more than that.
Yeah.
That was definitely a big talking point.
I made it a point every show
Right.
to bring something up about the election, about
Definitely did.
politics.
3 times.
Yeah.
And so,
Did it 23 times.
so when November 5th came, you know, from the very beginning, we were glued in, we were locked in and watching, and we were repeatedly told to be prepped for a long journey ahead, a long road ahead, that this is not going to be a close race. You know, it was projected to be close. In fact, the polls before the election were showing a lot of Harris and Trump, like right there, like 47, 48 in this country, excuse me, in
State.
this state,
Yeah.
you know, especially in the battleground states, they were showing very, very close numbers. But we couldn't have been more wrong, right?
Showed that Trump was up for the last 2 months, the whole time.
I don't. Poly market is not.
Yeah,
legit.
I don't know.
I know it ain't legit.
Yeah.
but
They've been
these are
right,
people-
apparently.
These are people
Well,
betting money.
No. Polymart is investors.
Yeah, betting. Exactly.
How many people you know on the average are investors?
Not many.
So the Democrat side is normally not the investors. The Republican side is normally investors. The only people that was on Polymart that invest are gamblers. So it was going to be all them regardless on Polymart. It was never going to be a proper.
So they gamble
Oh.
right
I
then.
was
is
watching
what-
Yeah,
the
it
gamble.
was never going to be a proper poll.
Because this is how I know that was going to be a thing, because we're talking about how crypto is rising right now. These are the same people that
Yeah.
was voting on Polymarket,
Yeah.
meaning that they were literally withholding things for employers or for their employees and different things for years to all of a sudden be good?
So look, we're getting ahead. We're getting ahead. Before we go that deep, because we're gonna go deep. let me get us there. So within the first few hours of watching the election, votes were quickly getting counted, and for many Republican districts, we could see that Trump was jumping out to a really quick lead. And as time continued, Harris started to build some momentum, and she was winning some of those historical Democratic regions, but it still wasn't much. Like, I remember we have a text group. I remember Bless being in the text group. I don't want to put you out there.
I was not in there.
Bless was honest. He was like, yo, he's like, man, I don't know. It was something of that. Like, I don't know what's happening. And I remember me jumping out on that ledge being like, no, Bless. The West hasn't came in yet. Mm-hmm. Like the electoral, because it's all electoral states or, electoral counts, numbers, units that they're counting to get up to 270, excuse me. And I'll go more into that. But at that time, I was like, no, like Trump's up, like he has 100 and somewhat electoral votes, but don't fret because the West is coming. So by 11 p.m., Trump was up. He was already into the 200s, I remember, of electoral votes. Keep in mind, to win the presidency, to be the president, you have to cross over 270 electoral votes. So I remember thinking two things at that time. I was thinking, wow, this isn't looking good. As I told Bless, I was like, yo, I kind of lied to him because it was like right after I told him
You didn't
that.
lie to me. You didn't tell me no lie.
Yeah, I mean, no, because I was trying to encourage you, and I was trying to encourage myself at the same time, saying like, no, the West hasn't came in. It's like these are Republican state electoral votes that are being counted. A lot of those, so it's like some of the Democrats are going to come later. So it looks ugly, right? It's like your football team is down 27-0 first quarter. It looks ugly, but the game has still got a long way to go. So you're just like, nah. And I'm trying to convince him, and I'm trying to convince myself. By 11, it was like, yo, there's a problem. He's already hit 200. She's barely, at 80 or 90. Or she might have been over 100.
But not far over.
Yeah. But I was thinking two things at that time. This doesn't look good, but I was also thinking, wow, these votes are being counted fast.
Way faster than before.
I want you to hang on to that. So by the time I was able to shut off my brain and go to bed at like 1 or 2 a.m., I remember seeing like Trump was like probably at 230 at that time, electoral votes to go to 270. And I was like, it's over. And that was like 2 a.m. It was the same day as the election. It was like already the networks are like, because all the networks are, that's when I learned too, like that they're not all counting on the same system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What? Why is Fox News showing like he's already hit it? They didn't, but let's say they're showing he already has 260, but CNN shows he has 200, and then MSNBC shows that he has 100. Like, why are the numbers all different? So I went to bed, and then I remember waking up, and it was just like, yo.
It was a blowout.
Like it was a blowout.
Yeah.
He clobbered.
Blowout.
He wasn't
I
even
would've
close.
won.
Henny for
Y'all
president.
messed up.
Henny for president.
Henny for
I put your
president.
name in the
Hey,
ballot.
hey.
That's
I'm
why I
just
went
saying,
wrong.
Trump want to denaturalize you. I just want to ban yoga pants.
See,
Y'all
Henny's going-
messed up.
Henny's going way ahead. We're gonna get
I
there.
had to get that Russell Westbrook thing, dude.
So let me steer us there. So not only did at the time I went to bed, at least, and I'm sure the same time a lot of y'all went to bed at like 1 or 12 or whatever, you're hanging in there. What's so funny? By the time I went to bed, it was like you can obviously see that Trump is gonna win. You don't want to believe it, but you know it. And not only that, what was interesting was he had already won like 4 or 5 of the swing states, the battleground states. So afterwards, and to summarize this up, afterwards, being the stand-up woman that she is, Kamala Harris took some time, and then she came out and she conceded. And so Like, I don't know about y'all. Like, that's kind of, just to getting us right here. I don't know about you, and I'm sure this is what people want to hear, but there have been some wild stories going on since that day, since like November 6th.
Yeah.
There've been some wild stories, and
Concepts.
I don't like the conspiracy theory routes. Excuse me. I don't like the conspiracy theory routes, but some of that stuff makes perfect sense. Like it is like, when I first started hearing the conspiracy theories, I'm like, okay, just chill. What it is. Yeah, it was definitely not anything close to what we expected. But now it's like, hold up now. Some of this stuff ain't adding up completely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and can I say something before we even go deep? Congratulations. If you voted for Donald Trump and you voted for, a Republican agenda and that you were wanting to see this, congratulations to you. And that's if, that's from the most honest place I can come from if the election was real. Okay? Like, if it was fair, if like this is what America wants to do, I do not agree with it. I'll be honest. I don't agree with it. But if this is what the majority of people want to do, then I have to accept it, right?
You gotta let people fuck around and find out.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't congratulating none of them.
Let people burn it.
She ain't giving
No. If somebody, would you congratulate the person across the street trying to hurt your family?
No, I kill them.
So why would you congratulate somebody that wants to make laws and rules that are going to hurt most of your people?
And
I'm
that's
not
the question I
congratulating
come.
nobody.
That's the question I come to with
I
all
just
of
want
y'all.
them to fuck around and find out.
Is, are you satisfied with the election results, and do you have any concerns that there was something to like up with this election?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely concerns. I mean, Stormfront, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
Front.
That shit was full of propaganda the whole time.
That was nice.
It was just a straight propaganda machine. I literally followed Elon Musk to see how much bullshit he was posting.
Ooh.
He posted a lot of bullshit. So in turn with his bullshit, when all of his followers was posting racist shit, I would tag Elon Musk and say Elon Musk likes this.
You know what he do?
And he did nothing.
He just look at your notification and just turn you off. Just tip it. So
don't
he
give a
don't
damn
even
what
know
he
you said,
He
man.
turned
I don't give a
X
damn
into
what he
a
did.
conservative
He turned
voice
into
box
Stormfront.
completely.
So
Stormfront Live.
But that ain't even where I see the cheat. That's part of the cheating, but that ain't the cheat that I'm seeing.
Well, he was putting out propaganda in Muslim voter regions, and putting out propaganda in Jewish voter regions. So he was basically going to the Jewish voters saying she supports Palestine behind y'all back, and then going to the Jewish community saying that not Jewish, going to the Muslim community saying that she sides with Israel.
I saw the ads.
Yeah.
He had an ad targeting both, saying that she loves the other, and the ads, but. One of the there's some other things that I saw on top. X was a huge factor for getting the message out.
What did you see on X?
What I saw on X or overall?
Yeah, overall. How did you like? What makes you think that the election wasn't fair? And
so at first I was highly disappointed and upset with. I'm gonna keep it toned down. I'm gonna keep it toned.
Tone it down.
Look,
Let loose.
when it first happened, I was highly upset, but I was mad at the Democratic Party.
Okay.
And I was thinking to myself, I can't believe all these people fake the funk like that.
Man.
You know what I mean? Where we all mass turnouts, registration, all these high numbers, like since the Obama era, and then you didn't vote for them. How does that make sense? So at first, I'm ticked, and just like everybody else, in my head, I started blaming each other. Like if you went to any CNN or any of those that are supposed to be kind of helping Democrats, they were all where Kamala messed up, where they messed up. Then I go on Twitter, and we're getting the attack from the X side. But then someone had posted up, how can we have a record number of registered voters?
yes.
And still come up 20 million short.
So it wasn't
Easy.
20 million.
And
Let me
that's-
correct that. So I counted I didn't count, but I looked at. I didn't count none of it.
But Rue got the votes. Rue got the count.
I
Yeah.
looked at At least the presidential votes. I looked at the presidential votes in 2020, and I looked at them versus 2024. I am a data guy, so I don't believe what somebody tells me. I go and I look at the data myself, and
Same here.
There were 7 million less votes in 2024.
No, Joe Biden got 81 million. And then Kamala got what, 60?
74.
She got 74?
Something around 70 something.
But here's the thing. You don't have record turnouts and then still come up short. Record registration and still come up short. That doesn't make sense at all. And then on top of that, the other part that didn't make sense, record turnout for registration, but the numbers are short on the votes. But then on top of that, of the swing states,
yes,
5 of the swing states all voted Democratic on everything except for the presidency.
And it was so short of votes that it did not make sense.
It didn't. Now here's the thing with it though. If it happened in one swing state, then you can chalk that up to an anomaly, but a possibility. But even for it to do it in one swing state was still something almost unheard of. But to do it in 5 swing states,
right?
So listen, if you don't
make
understand
sense.
what he is saying, what he is saying is, let's take Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania voted a Democratic House member in this district, a Democratic House member in this district, a Democratic Senate here, a Democratic everything is Democratic, and then when it comes to the president, it's a Republican. That don't make sense.
It do.
Really makes sense this time.
It do sometimes.
But here's the other thing to catch to that.
Majority though. I'm not talking like just a few people. Majority of the people, it's like they all vote Democrat, but they like Donald Trump as
well, in Pennsylvania, they trying to get that $1 million.
But here's the catch and then I'll let my piece be with it. When it comes to the swing states, all right, and this I don't know 100% if it's real or not. I do know it is real in at least one state. But from what I'm hearing is in not just the swing states, but also 1 or 2 Republican states, Elon Musk, who is directly attached to and spending millions of his own dollars, he donated over 70-something million. They were using Starlink satellites to upload the voter tabulation to the overall system.
And we're going to get into that.
Elon owns Starlink. Yep. Elon was on interviews, on video saying, if Trump doesn't win, I'm going to prison. Live video. If Trump doesn't win, I'm going to prison. He even told Joe Rogan that.
Yeah.
So more than one interview saying that.
And we're going to go into that. So another thing, right? So the results. The data showed that there was a low-educated group of individuals,
some dumbass
that overwhelmingly voted for Trump. This is not a joke. We're laughing, but this is the truth. Overwhelmingly, there were low-educated citizens that voted for Trump. Black men slightly increased for Trump this year, but majority voted for Harris. To no surprise, most of Trump's supporters were white Americans. And let's be real, like not all white Americans are voting for Trump. Not all white Americans and white men or white women are pro-Trump. So let's not get that twisted.
But a lot of them are.
A lot of them are 50, like it was like 50% or something like that.
So that's way over 50%.
So
the men were like 80%.
No, it's not 80.
It wasn't 50.
I promise it was around 50.
I promise you it wasn't.
Look
50. For white men, it was not 50.
Yeah, it was real high.
It was way higher than 50 for white men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
But surprisingly, we
It was
learned.
around 50 for white women, I think.
Yeah,
I
white
think
women
I'm
was
thinking of
close to
white
that.
women.
Yeah, but white men blew them
White men
numbers
was
out.
there.
But surprisingly, we learned, right, that there was a large increase for Latinos, Latino voters, and these were prominently men, if I said that right. And to be frank, that people don't talk about or say, Latino women voted less Republican the year, in 2020, in 2024 than they did in 2020. So the messaging of Harris, of Walz, swayed Latino women away from Republican because, of course, talking about abortion, but men were the big increase. They were over 50%. A lot of people are talking about this. It's a really hot topic, you know, but Latino men were kind of the dark horse for the Trump campaign. That's who came through in the clutch. And there were these rumors going around, you know, for a lot of the leading up to the what?
No, sorry. I just thinking something to myself.
But there were these rumors a lot leading up and a lot of TikTok videos and all that, you know, showing that there's this Black Men for Trump movement, right? And I mean, no, and then the other thing, it's very small.
it's a minute.
And then the other thing that gets overlooked and passed over, and I'm going to glorify now, is that Black women are always in the shadow. They're always in the shadow, but yet they are the highest percentile that supported Kamala Harris. You know what I mean? They are the highest group. There were, when you look at every ethnicity and their shift into 2020, 2024, like they are 90s. They're 90%.
By far, yeah.
Yeah. And so, you know, we're going to spend more time on that Latino aspect, but, you know, the same guy, though, who like really disrespect, I feel like leading up to the election was just like, it was just the peak, right? It was like Donald Trump has talked about Mexico having rapists and, you know, immigrants and then the comedian. And it's like, to hear that, how I don't know about you, but I was just like, how is that possible, B?
Because they don't care.
That comedian is actually known.
Yeah,
for
edging.
like,
But
if
that was the
anybody
right
don't know,
base.
well, if anybody in the common world don't know who Tony Hinchcliffe is, then
yeah, kill Tony.
then that's on you. But that's exactly what he does, and it's not for like, it's straight up shock value comedy.
Yeah,
Username
But
checks
he
out.
did it on the wrong platform.
No, he
That's-
did it on the right platform.
To the right people.
Yeah, to the right
Because
people.
those were the people that hired him to do that.
Yeah, but you know the aftershock. I mean, it put eyes on the event, but
And shocked
So
them
real
people that
quick,
was
right?
in that
Yeah.
in there.
Uh-huh.
They was
You know what?
laughing.
Somebody tell me that that really stick with me is they saying that the reason why those things didn't hit home to those particular subset of people is because people already made up their mind who they was voting for before all of that went down. So no amount of things that Donald Trump say or do or talk about or at his conventions or anything, if they had it in their mind, listen, I vote in Trump, just like nothing Kamala do would have sway T over to vote for Donald Trump. It would have never.
No. It never, nothing would ever sway me to vote for Trump, but I would block her too.
Yeah, exactly.
If
but
she
yo,
did
that's what I'm
even
saying.
half
So
the things that he
you
did.
wouldn't vote for Trump though, like. But the
'cause
thing
he's
is,
evil.
Exactly. These
T
people, no
would've
matter
voted for
what.
Jill Stein.
Jill
Hell
Stein,
no.
hey, shout out Jill, B. You.
I didn't even
you
realize she was even
I
in the
know
race.
somebody who voted for Jill Stein too.
Me
I'm
too.
so mad at him.
Jill Stein.
But
is
listen,
looking
like as much as we're going to talk about this tonight, you know, and when we get to talking, you know, lines of Latino votes and white votes and all of that, like honestly, man, I will stand out on the soapbox and say that, man, do not let this divisive language and time, you know, like dilute your relationships with people, because everybody.
Too late.
But listen, everybody that is Latino male is not of that 57%. Every one of that white male or white female is not of that percent. Every one of those black people, right, on the same scale, right? Like, so I'm just saying man, don't ruin your relationships and assume, right? Don't inflate racism and
I'm trying to
you
tell
know,
you
and all
that
that.
is officially
I
too
won't.
late.
I
for that.
won't take it.
It's already
I
too
would
late.
never take it to that level.
It's already too late.
Where I cut off a whole race because of what some of
Exactly,
them
for
do.
some.
Like I would never. Like that's the stupidest thing.
But I've seen
But-
people
but
delete people because they vote
Yeah.
for Trump and there's major war going on between
well,
friends and all
on
of that.
Twitter
Man,
right
man,
now,
yeah.
on Twitter right now, black women have started coming out saying we've tried to help y'all all this time. We're done trying to help anyone
seen
else.
that.
And I don't agree, but I can't be mad at them for saying that. You know what I'm saying? Because they have come through. When democracy was on the line, it's always been them stepping up more than the rest of the you know, genders and races. But regardless of that, I won't cut somebody off just because they're a race that predominantly voted for, you know, Scott's white. Scott, dude, you like family now, right? But the moment a fool let me know they voted for Trump, it's different because everything I stand for, you are against, and not only against, you want to crush.
So then that is division then.
But that is
By the individual.
But
No,
by
the individual.
The race.
By the individual has nothing to do with race. It's by
But
individual.
you have to understand.
Yeah.
You have to understand that individual, right? Again, no disrespect, but that individual is low educated. That's what the data shows. That person might, and I knew it wasn't gonna come out right, but that
It was the wrong time for that one.
not only did low educational people vote for Trump, so don't take that personal.
Yeah, some smart, stupid people.
There are people that will sway away for one reason and one reason only, and there might have been something that swayed them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like if you have a relationship with them and that's what they wanted to do, like Bless said when we started, you reap what you sow. And we're gonna go more into that. But you know, let that person boil, let him be in the skillet. You know, they're in the skillet. Like you pick this person, they won. Now let's see what's going on. Because you're gonna hear all the way there.
They gonna feel it just.
But
like
the only
everybody
problem,
else.
the only problem with letting them cook in the skillet, we in the skillet with them.
Right.
Yeah, we are.
That's a hell of a stew.
Do you know who was in the skillet? Have you heard of Angel Rodriguez?
What?
Wait a minute. If you ain't heard about Angel Rodriguez,
No.
I'm gonna make your day. Kinda. It's yeah. So Angel Rodriguez,
TikToker?
right? TikTok. So Angel Rodriguez, he's a Cuban American. He voted for Trump. He lives, I believe, in Texas. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. He lives. Bless. Trump won, right? This man's celebrating. He looked to his neighbor across the street. It's a white man with his children, his wife, everything. He tell his kids go play with him.
Oh, I saw that.
Like we all Trump, go play with him. That man tell him go back to where you came from.
It's on par.
Said your kind doesn't belong here. Go back. This man is going, what? I'm Trump, you're Trump, blah blah blah.
Salop.
Yeah.
That's all I could say.
There was a
about
brother on Twitter crying about the same
Another
thing.
one.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, I love you guys. Why would you say that to me? I was
Yeah,
like, what kind of fool are
another-
you?
Found out.
There was a black man that was he was celebrating with MAGA and he thought, it was all good, and they said we just wanted your vote. Thank you.
Exactly.
Like, go back.
Dismissed him.
What
They
about
use
Yak?
him.
Kodak Black.
You free
He was
Kodak.
out there. He was out there at the Trump rally, and I seen the dude turn around and look at him like, "Fuck you doing here?"
Yeah.
Didn't this man catch a seizure popping a perk in
Kai
Cenat thing?
Cenat. Yeah, I saw that.
Stream like-
Man, he was acting weird.
This man
Yo,
was
he popped
convulsing.
that thing. Like, dude, don't ever pop a pill on live
he on that
again.
friggin- He on that thing. What you call that again? That
That perk.
no, not the
Oh, it's
perk.
something else.
That's something. Yeah, that's
Pop
another
something
perk.
else.
The
But they was
deep-
kicking his ass,
dangerous
though.
drug man. What they
Fentanyl.
But
that's
he
it.
did. He did free Kodak though. So
I know that's why Kodak was there.
So
Yeah.
and going to the point of saying, he freed Kodak, a lot of people that voted for him are one single issue voters. Where, like, for instance,
Exactly.
Just the money.
for those that do invest and have businesses, Trump is who they consider to be great because obviously he helps big corporations and business more, right? And but so the entire investment market has been waiting on him. The entire crypto industry. The entire crypto industry was saying, I don't even care about nothing as long as he can help us get crypto ready. They don't care about none of the other issues. None of the other issues ever get brought up in the crypto world. And y'all know I'm deep crypto too, but
That's the same thing.
watching
Putin
it,
said.
it was all whoever makes crypto. And because he started saying, years ago, he was like, I hate crypto, it's a scam.
Yeah.
But he saw it was a possible issue that could help him. He started running on it. And when he started running on it, the entire crypto industry jumped on his side.
Yeah. No, it's true. And the fact though is this, right? If you are one of that minority that I mentioned that voted for Trump, and
you mean the uneducated?
Bless your heart.
and you thought that a man like of his stature was going to change from his past, I've seen the videos, the TikTok videos, and I'm going to echo them. You don't have I'm not going to comfort you. I'm not going to feel sorry for you. I'm not going to protest with you. I'm not going to repost your videos. I'm not going to give you anything because you voted for that. You reap what you sow. But moving on, hey, man, right now you tuned in to the Hot Mango C podcast. We appreciate y'all, man. This is episode number 23, season 2. And we would love for you to follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. We're on X. I don't know how long we're going to be on there either because I kind of feel like boycott. But so much more.
We'll be on Threads.
We'll be on Threads. But either way, we appreciate your support. Comment in the comment sections. Let us know where you're from. But another big part.
Before you take off.
Somalia.
Before I take off.
Because he about to take off.
I'm about to.
I just want y'all to know. Y'all all gonna feel it. There's no Christmas bonuses.
Yeah, you should let
your job has to prepare for the tariffs. So right now they finna stock up. You're not getting a bonus.
See?
There's no money coming, and you can't blame the Democratic Party for that. Okay,
Can't blame us.
There's no money coming.
No.
And a lot of y'all Latinos that voted for him, he wants y'all denaturalized on his first day.
Henny is jumping.
It doesn't
all
matter.
the way ahead.
Doesn't matter if you're here, if you were born here, if your parents was immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got to go, and that's crazy. I feel bad for y'all.
Not the
Just
ones
saying.
that voted for him though.
Nah, even them, because if they white voted for Kamala, I mean, she got to suffer too.
Yeah, that's right. But I feel for the wife, not for the person that voted for Trump.
Yeah, the person that voted got his whole family kicked.
Yeah.
So for us in Florida, right, if it wasn't already disappointing for some of us, not all of us, we also learned that Florida failed to meet the requirements to pass an abortion protection amendment and also pass an amendment to legalize recreational marijuana in Florida. So speaking directly to the ladies, if you live in Florida, like, I feel for you. I really feel for you. The majority of states that had this abortion on their ballots, they passed
But
it.
they don't have the weird conservative law that we have here where you need 60%.
60%. Like, it
That's
don't.
rigged.
That's another thing.
We got
So,
what,
Thank you, George
56?
Bush.
we got 56 or 57.
Yeah, we had like
I was
56,
just saying, how that
57%.
even make sense?
So
It's
out of-
rigged. It
so
was rigged during
out
the
of
first
the states
stolen
that had
election.
it on the election. So it was Florida, Nebraska, and North Dakota that got to fail. And I think it's a goddamn shame. But congrats to all the voters who turned out in Arizona, Colorado, New York, Maryland, Missouri, Montana, and Nevada. You know I voted yes to limit government abortion interference because I believe that there's no man or no organization that has the power or the title to control the choice of a woman's body. I just think that is absolutely crazy. I know that you're seeing crazy social media messages and all that, but just know that if it's not just one, I know all of us here on this table support it, but there are men out here that are with you, right? So how did we get here? That's my question to y'all. How did we get here? How is Florida the place that is just like, nope?
Florida's a red
Old
state.
people.
Yeah.
All the people that move here to retire, them.
Baby boomers.
Because this was not
whatever you
always a
wanna call
red
them.
state. This was
Yeah.
definitely a blue state.
It's a lot of old people. That's all it is. A lot
How
of old ways
can-
of thinking. Conservative ways.
How could women want government interference with abortion rights? How? Why? What would drive I'm not a woman, so I don't know.
It's not the women. It's just the people that's allowed to vote. So you got a lot of old people. So if you just left it up to the women to vote, then you'd probably get a different.
I'm gonna tell you how. People will burn down their own house out of spite for people that live in the house with them.
Yep.
That's an old soulful
You hear me?
saying. Say it again.
That people will burn down their own house out of spite of people that live in that house with them. Just so they can't live comfortable, I'm willing to take it all down with me.
Right.
And that's what a lot of these people did. So a lot of them females didn't vote for Trump because they believe abortion needs to be regulated. A lot of them voted for Trump because they hate Democrats. Or hate certain racial demographics in Democrats, right? And so a lot of the people that voted for, anti-abortion was because they knew that was a big thing we were running on. So why give it to us? And being in a red state like this, in a state that the governor is running like the mafia with a Gestapo control on the state itself, it didn't have a chance. It didn't have a chance. He was literally spending funds from other programs on advertisements against Amendment 4, against Amendment 3. He was taking money from other programs.
The other people that was running ads for it.
Yeah, and suing the people that were for Amendment 3 and for Amendment 4. So the battle within, he's playing a dirty game, and because he's the governor,
can't wait till his ass gone.
Can't do nothing about it.
2026 can't come fast enough.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, like I felt like there was one. This is deja vu because I was probably just telling somebody this, but I feel like there was one commercial that ran in Florida that was the determining factor. Dang, this is deja vu. But the commercial was just like, I don't want to be in the theme parks and I smell marijuana everywhere.
That was him.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna be able to smoke weed and blah 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 blah. I don't want that, and it created this like fear tactic that, if they pass recreational weed, that they're weed smokers.
Contact.
Everywhere you go.
They're just gonna be able to smoke wherever. They can be in the airport.
We is not sharing our weed with y'all.
No, but listen, like you can't smoke cigarettes in the bar or
Not
in the
anymore.
airport or in the restaurant, but all of a sudden, because recreational weed is passed, they can smoke everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells better than cigarettes. Ever just smell sour diesel and some haze or whatever you want to smoke, or some cookies.
Yeah, but they were still going to be regulated where you could smoke.
Newports and Joe Camel all day. I'd rather smell me some nice terpenes.
But that's the thing. Like Rue was saying, we wasn't going to be able to smoke in the restaurants and the airports, so it wouldn't even have mattered. It's the same rules as cigarettes. You wouldn't be able to do it in
Cali
public.
right now, they're already doing the cafes. We already got somewhat here already, kind of, but we already have this already separate shops. Like we don't have to go to fucking like Ruby Tuesday or Chili's and bust out a blunt.
And you
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
want
mind.
to.
That'd be dope. A quesadilla and a blunt. That'd be fire.
That would not be fire.
You go to a cafe, get your nice little drink, chill. Like it's like Starbucks for for everybody enthusiasts for smoking weed and all that good stuff. That lifestyle.
They should have passed it.
But that's the point. Is like all of us have been to other states that marijuana is legal. If you've been to California, you've been to Colorado, you've been to Washington State, it's like you're not just smoking weed as soon as you land. Like your plane lands and you're in the airport. Oh, yeah, let me go get this sour diesel and just roll up while I'm walking to baggage claim.
Depending on the mission. Depending on the mission.
You'll get arrested. Even if you're like, there's no. My point is like weed is not a freedom that just you could do. Like just like vaping, right? You can't just bust out vaping in anywhere. Like it's regulated, and that's what it would have been. But the wording and the way that they're able to lie, it's a blatant lie. Like in the ad to say that in a commercial. But anyway, I digress. We didn't get 60%. And now it's like a fight. Like if you have been tuned into the Hot Mango C podcast, let me tell you, this is season 2, and in season 1 we were talking about this. It was supposed to be on the 2020 ballot, and it wasn't on the ballot because Congress seen the wording and said that the wording is not clear enough. They said that you guys need to go back and revise the wording, and then we'll vote on it. So it wasn't on the 2020 ballot. So we waited 4 years. 4 years for the words to be corrected. And then when the words are corrected and it's put on the ballot, they knew that there were still loopholes. They knew that there were still loopholes that they can use, that even if it got passed, even close enough, like Henny was saying, like instead of it just being majority, it's like, no, you have to go to 60%.
Right.
We need 60% of the votes, the total votes, and making it so difficult. Same with abortion. Like, again, my heart breaks. How can a man vote? You have a wife, a sister, a cousin, an auntie, and they're like, you're just thinking like, yeah, abortion's bad. Like, it's not just about abortion. It's about women who are dying from not being able to be treated for miscarriages and treated in I can go deep with that, but
So for the red states, I'm not surprised that we lost. However, for those swing states, the way things lost, my biggest concern is there's a lot of stuff that, like I said, I'm very anti on a conspiracy when it comes to the voting system.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that just don't seem right. And I'm hoping there's an investigation going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Think about this now. When has Trump ever been silent after a victory?
That's a great question.
When has he once in his lifetime ever been, and a victory of this stature? For him to be radio silent right now. How much have we seen Kamala talking lately?
Well, look, let's segue. Let's segue into what I'm gonna call the new country order. Let's talk about what we won. Right? There was an election.
There you go.
There's prizes.
Tell them the prizes,
Let's
bro.
see what we won. So we won mass deportation. We won denaturalization, potentially. We won tariffs. And we won a radical president that now has control of the Senate court.
And had an insurrection.
With the potential, so with an interaction.
Insurrection.
Insurrection.
He's probably got that too, though. Little weird ass dude.
Let's bring it back.
Well, hey.
So not only did he win the majority Republican Supreme Court, but there are 2 Supreme Court members that are highly potential to retire within the next 4 years.
And
nobody's talking about
stack it
that.
even more.
Nobody's talking about that. There's a lot of people that are trying to tell Biden to, within this next 70 days or however many days it is until the
switch him out.
They're trying to convince these Supreme Court people. Why I keep messing that up? Supreme Court representatives trying to convince them to retire now. Because if they don't and they decide within the next 4 years, that means Trump is going to be able to put 2 more Supreme Court members on
Supreme Court justices, not just members. Like these is the top of our legal system. They make the final decision on anything that goes on. There is no judge higher than these.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Trump's already got it stacked, which is how they overturned Roe versus Wade.
Right.
Trump has it stacked 6 of them on the Republican side, conservative leaning. And we got 3, I think, 2 that are Democrat and 1 is center or 3 Democrat. I'm not sure what the other total. But either way it goes, there's 6 of them right now that are that are conservative. And if Trump gets these Supreme Court justices, the next 2, we won't see an even Supreme Court justice for at least 20 plus years before that gets worked out.
These are lifetime, positions.
Lifetime positions.
Not only that's a Supreme Court, those justices, but there's also a majority Republican Senate. And right now, as of today, November 10th, the House is up for grabs. So
there are no term limits on any of these ballots.
That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Term limits.
Term limits.
How you getting to Senate?
Well, I will say this.
No
Trump says he wants term limits on Congress now.
Really?
On Congress members now.
All right,
I mean,
Trump.
I don't know if that's going to make sense when he has the red house.
Yeah,
when he has the red house, because you got to think, right, when a president has control of the House, hopefully not the House.
Hopefully he doesn't get the House.
But when they have control of the Senate and Supreme Court. So if a president was like, the first line of defense is the House of Representatives. For those who don't know, the House is the biggest group of representatives, and they vote on a law that's trying to get passed through by the president. They are the ones who will decide if that moves on to the Senate, who makes the next decision. Imagine somebody, a president, that has the ability to quickly move new laws into play, that has a same party House and then a majority, and a same party like majority of Senate. But then there's the filibuster. See, now I'm getting into territory that I'm not a politician or anything. I know what I've read, what I've seen, but I know that there's the filibuster. If they remove the filibuster is like the governor
Install.
on a car. All right? You can't go no faster. You have to stop. There's filters. They remove the filibuster is like if there's a gang, why do I have to go that way? A filibuster is like if there are a majority of House representatives that are Republicans, a filibuster is for those three Democrats to have a say in that, to not say that majority rules. It's a filibuster. It's the ability to, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Stall out.
It's a stall technique is what it is.
Yes.
To the point where the others get tired of waiting and then they just give up and that's all it is. Basically, you talk as long as you can.
Yeah.
With the filibuster.
So my grandma, she didn't.
But like Rue was saying, with as of right now, Trump owns half of Congress, and he owns the Supreme Court. So you got three branches of government. You got the executive, which is the president. He's got that.
And he already has the highest.
You have the congressional, which is the Senate and the House. He's got half of the Congress now, and you have the justice system, the judicial system, right? He controls the judicial system. He controls the executive board. He controls the half of the Congress. If he wins the House, he has nobody to check him. If he doesn't win the House, he ain't getting nothing passed because we stalling everything he throw through it, which means he's going to pretty much be a lame president. Lame duck president, which means nothing's happening while he's the president if we control the House. But we don't know if that's going to happen.
So quickly, can anybody tell me what the cost of mass deportation will be?
88 million?
Billions. No, billions.
I thought it was like 88
Billions.
million.
Billions. Like
Immigrants.
8 billion is just to start.
Immigrants.
Just to start, 8
I
billion.
thought they said 88 million or something like that, just to get them all out. Deportation was 88.
What's the number, Rue?
So, for example, ICE that Obama put in play, it cost the government about 9 billion. And I think I read, according to what Rob said, is like about right, is about around 80 to 90 billion to do mass deportation. And when they asked Trump, what is it going to cost? He said there's no price tag.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, code for no price tag means like, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
What are you paying?
And my question is like, why is there no price tag on mass shootings? Why is there no price tag on mass homelessness? Why is there no price tag on mass poverty?
It doesn't fit the
Oh,
agenda.
because shit,
Right.
they brown people.
And it's crazy, right? So also like already talking, as people were doing, like I skipped this whole part, but like the exit polls, that's what really got me. Before the election even started, they were showing what people were saying in the exit polls, and these are like questions of like, after these people have went in and voted, they're being asked, what is your biggest concern? Like, what swayed you to vote? And a majority of them said that the economy and immigration. Like, you would think that abortion was like, there's been all of this fight and this, messaging about abortion. Like, and that was one of the lowest ones. And it was like overwhelmingly majority for the economy.
The economy was the biggest one.
And so these people, voted for Trump because they were told that he's going to fix the economy, So there's mass deportation and then there's tariffs.
Just gotta learn. You definitely didn't vote in what you thought you did.
Can anybody tell me what a tariff is?
Yeah.
So you asking?
And how a tariff is going to, let's say this, what a tariff is and how it's going to like help the consumer. How is that going to manage inflation?
It's gonna help us pay more. It's gonna help us pay more. People don't understand tariffs. Like Trump been throwing out we're gonna make all our money from tariffs, right?
Yeah.
But he's playing on the uneducated side, and I don't just mean uneducated as in across the board. I mean financially uneducated,
Right.
and how the system works. A tariff is a tax that is taxed on to the people that are importing the products. So any American company which hate to tell y'all, a lot of our products are made from other countries, right? China, a huge portion, right?
95%, yeah.
But because of that, when one of our stores orders stuff from China and orders stuff from other places, it is our store that gets taxed. And I'm trying to tell you, as a business owner, if I normally pay $10 for something and all of a sudden I got to pay $15, your price just went
It's
up.
gonna go higher than that.
Right.
Your price just because my price to get it here went up. So of course I'm going to throw that tax on you. And a lot of people think that China's going to pay for China's going to pay for the tax like Mexico paid for the wall.
So
It ain't happening.
let's make this.
So Gucci gonna be
Well,
going from
you did
500
ask
to
about
1,000
tariffs,
and
right?
1,500.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you.
Everybody
Can I
else.
give you the definition of a tariff?
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Give
of
us
course, but like what you were saying, right?
Yeah, how they
Everybody's
gonna
thinking that the tariffs are going to help,
Yeah.
but the economy is messed up right now because of Trump era tariffs that don't expire until 2025.
2025, yep.
So right now we're dealing with those tariffs. You think they're going to get better?
Right. And so,
So go ahead and read the definition. What we got?
so the definition.
That trim way off. Like,
Yeah, it did throw me off because I'm just like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, run that
So a
definition,
tariff-
man. These people got to learn.
The tariff is a tax that a government imposes on goods or services that cross national borders. Tariffs are a way to regulate foreign trade. I'm trying to read this slow. To regulate foreign trade and protect domestic industries. They can also be a source of revenue for the government. It sounds
tax.
it sounds
Sounds beautiful.
beautiful, right?
Right.
So again, let's break it down.
If done right, yeah. But if he's out here overcharging people, which he's most likely going to do, then then it's going to affect us.
But
So that fried rice we used to get for like fucking $5.99, then we're paying
chicken
like
fried rice?
It is.
$16.99.
Well, the
Let's-
fried rice, the
let's-
computers, the
computers,
cars,
yeah,
everything
everything.
got parts from out of country.
Ooh, that's damn.
Listen,
PlayStation will be like $1,500.
They said
$1,600,
the PlayStations are going to be up to $1,000
that's
to
right.
import it.
So let's learn by example. Let's do an example, a test run for you to see if you don't know what tariffs is or if it's a little gray. So let's say, right, that tariffs are increased. And let's take maple syrup from Canada. Let's say that in the supermarket, maple syrup is $5.
Oh, yeah, what?
All right.
What?
With a
Shopping at Bravo?
with a 2% tariff tax. So, because this maple syrup is coming from, let's say, Toronto, Canada,
Good stuff.
you've been bamboozled to think that Canada's going to pay that tax, that this is going to somehow increase our economy and we're going to get paid for it. But realistically, when Toronto makes that syrup and they take it to the shipping yard, they drop it off like nothing changed. It is the same thing. Nobody is paid or charged extra. The company, the business that is using this product is then charged that tariff, whatever it is. So they're gonna say, okay, normally cost us, $50 to get this crate of maple syrup. Today it's $70. Okay, that's a big. Or today, let's make it lower. Today instead of 50, it's $52. All right. So they take it. They're not going to go back to their business and sell that same maple syrup for $5. They're going to say, we're paying more, so you're going to pay more. And that's when it comes back to the consumer. So for the life of me, I can't understand how somebody can hear a man say that he's going to put more money in your pocket, save the economy, tame inflation by doing tariffs to the economy. Like,
I can tell you why. Because he also told them it's not going to raise your taxes, and they believe his word like he's the word of God. So at the same time he's telling you, I'm going to tariff everything 200% because he's throwing out some crazy numbers.
Wow.
He's like, I'm going to put a tariff on everything 200% coming from China, right?
Like,
But then he
chill
turns
out.
around and says, and that's going to help us make more money and your taxes won't be affected. And because he's the one saying it, they think it's the word is bond. Not understanding that, please just go read, people. Please go.
I think that's where the uneducated part come in.
It is the uneducated part. And that's why I say, like, please, people, that a con man is a con man because they are good at what they are able to lie about. And this dude, he will tell you, we're going to put these tariffs on it and it's going to make us more money and you ain't got to worry about it. And at the same time,
You better worry about it.
I can explain this to you, right? I can explain it to you. Let me tell you one thing about it. The reason why is because people is not running. He was not running on logic. He was not running on anything that was sane. He was running on the pure emotional rage that the Americans have. And the fears, like how you say, so the fears, the emotions, all of that bottled up inside, he could say any number. He could say anything. He could say this and that as long as he is what they perceive answer to what they've been feeling all this time, which is the supremacy of, a certain kind of person. And that's what they all about. And ever since that they go into power and done, he been getting everything in place. He been running on that emotional part. Like Kamala was running on statistic, facts, things that's actuality. But when you're dealing with people emotions and how people are, you can't bring logical facts into it because people going to feel how they feel, and what they feel is an outlet is how they're going to run it. And that's
you want to know
unfortunate.
something crazy, Bless? Do you know what one of the top searches has been in the last week?
Ammunition?
No.
Oh.
Think about it. You
I
want
need
to know
hollow
what
tips. I
one
need
of the
everything.
top search phrases in Google has been,
saw it.
what is a tariff?
What is a tariff?
Yeah.
After the election.
Yeah.
They didn't look it up. These
Before
people
it.
did not.
This
Okay, I told myself I was going to stay
do
calm.
But
These
also-
people-
also that's part of financial literacy, right?
Financial literacy, like I was saying, right?
Illiterate.
And so, and that's why I was saying uneducated financially, right? And so these people, these human beings, because I need to say it nicely, they voted for a man because he was going to use tariffs to help them out, and did not know what a tariff was until after the vote. Then they went home and was like, Googled to find out that he lied to them all this time.
They're seeing TikTok videos saying you're an idiot, you're stupid.
And then they
like,
searched
you know
it.
what a tariff is? And then they're going, wait a minute, is this true? And then they're going, Google, what is a tariff? You didn't even know what a tariff was. How did you think? Okay.
It's just emotions.
But
That's
but on Bless's note, they would have still voted for him.
They go still vote.
It didn't matter if they would have looked it up beforehand. Their minds was set.
So also another thing that's happening is crypto is going crazy, right?
Boom.
Bowling.
And I just like
Boom.
I'm gonna start
Crypto.
maybe a
Crypto.
controversial statement, but I don't think it's because of Trump.
Partially,
I don't think it's because of Trump. Do you understand that in September, 0.5% federal interest rate was decreased, and then 2 months later, not even 2 months, another decrease. This is what when a interest rate gets decreased, that's what gives consumers and businesses confidence that the economy is going in the right direction. When they're cutting interest rates, it's what starts to give people anxiety and fear of the future of the economy. I think I personally think that is what's causing, Bitcoin to go up and all these other places. But
I definitely agree with you. I think that, but what I do think is, if you look throughout history, because this is something I did look up, every presidential election is followed by a rise in the economy, in the investment area. So every presidential election, shortly after, there's a huge spike. No matter who would have won, we would have seen a growth.
Yeah.
But I will say this. All the financial markets were waiting on Trump because they know he's going to do something to help people with money and not those without money, right? And so,
Get richer.
but what they said was what all the analysts I follow said, and a lot of them are conservative, so obviously they're leaning towards his way. But what they were saying is, no matter what, we're going to see a rise. We were already lined up. We already had the halving. We just got 2 rate cuts. no matter what, it was going up, but the amount that it exploded was definitely because of Trump.
Yeah.
But no matter what, it was
because
going
of the
up.
news of Trump. It
Yeah,
wasn't
the news
because
of
of
Trump.
Trump.
It wasn't for
It
him.
was just rates.
It was the news
Trump
of
was
Yeah,
him.
the news of
all
Trump
the-
allowed people to bring in and buy in and start to
Yeah.
put their money more into the crypto. And so because that idea that Trump is this ultimate businessman that have a way of money and he's going to do things for the people with the money, that idea, it lead people with money to be like, okay, now let me go and scoop up Bitcoin now. So all those millionaires, all those people that in power and have the,
Yeah.
in crypto, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So when he won, immediately those millionaires start going buying up Bitcoin, and that's what we
They
see.
celebrate. All you hear is Trump, Trump pump, like all over the internet, all the crypto communities. Trump this, Trump that. They were waiting on him. But no matter what, even if Kamala won, it was still going to go up
was gonna
regardless.
go
up.
It's just how fast it went
Fast,
up is
exactly.
is because of the Trump effect. A
And
surprise.
I think it's because of the interest rates. I think it's a combination of
Exactly.
perfect.
yeah, it's
timing,
it's
right?
the, it's the perfect storm.
it's a
And
It's
yo,
the perfect storm.
Like again, man, if you're tuned in, thank you so much for the Hot Mango C podcast. We appreciate your support, your love. Man, we have went so far. We're far over our time, and we haven't even begun to touch the racist texts that black people have received.
Another
We haven't
episode.
even begun to touch on Joe Rogan talking about how Elon Musk knew the results of the election 4 hours before it was released.
Yeah, you get that 27 gigs.
Starlink,
Wi-Fi.
you know.
Hey, just real quick, I want to
terabyte
make a
Wi-Fi.
prediction here on this on
Let's do
the
it.
hot mango seed. I predict that Elon Musk is going to go to jail.
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
going to be in prison.
I agree.
And you're going to see it's going to be a major scandal. Something is going to come out. I'm telling you, Elon Musk, he's way too much interwoven within the underworkings, and he's not even American. Huh?
Yeah.
So this is the thing. You hear me on Hot Mango Seed?
Yeah.
Elon Musk going to jail.
I agree.
If he go to jail, we come
Blessstradamus.
back here, and then I come in through Blessstradamus.
Like Blessstradamus. But before you close the episode, I want to say one thing too. But you go ahead with you said.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I do want to say this. Yes, I'm sad. I'm disappointed that of everything that took place, and most of us, are feeling this pain, especially those who voted for Kamala.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you this right now: do not let that loss bring you down to where you cannot fight back.
Let's go.
To where you cannot continue the drive to push forward. Don't let this bring you down. The way life goes, when something hits you, the Bamsey spank of life, as Soldier likes to say, the Bamsey spank of life punch you, you take that hit, you breathe hard for a second, and then you start figuring out, okay, after the punch, what is my next move so I can thrive even in an environment that I don't like or isn't in my favor, right? And so, when you talked about crypto, this is, for me, it's the bright side I looked on.
Yeah.
Can't stand this dude. He's going to create things that ain't going to work out for most of my people that I care about. But on my side, I got to look at where can I survive and them investments.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's because of Trump, they love Trump.
Yeah,
and those who have money, businesses or investments, at least for the next year while he's living off of Biden's economy, we gonna eat, right? Mm-hmm. Once he messes it up though, and it starts crashing on the backside, the last year and a half to 2 years of his term,
They ain't ready for
we
that.
take that money we make and we use it to push him and all his people out of office. Everything we make, we use to push him out of office, because sitting here crying ain't gonna fix nothing.
Hey, it's not. And it reminds me, right? Like when you say you got to get back and fight back, you get that hit.
Yeah.
I remember I was playing football, and this dude, his name was Seven. That was his real name, Seven. He hit me so hard, the wind got knocked out of me.
Yeah.
And for a good 26 seconds, I couldn't breathe. I was. And they was asking me if I was okay, and I couldn't respond, but I got back up.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to do.
Son, dude.
Yeah.
You said what he said?
That's seven, right?
Seven is
No, Erica Badu
yeah,
child.
Erica
That man is seven.
Erica Badu's
You
son.
get tackled by Erica Badu's
No,
son.
no, no, it wasn't him. No.
Oh, okay.
Seven was crazy.
So it's a lot of
Erica
people
and Andre. Erica and Andre.
A lot of people gonna have to get up. Because right now, a lot of people got a hole in their chest, and
we gotta fight.
They gotta try to fight back. But
gotta be ready.
All last way from the Capitol on January 6th.
Where do we go?
We're
Let's
not
go
like
around.
that.
Let's go around though. Like where do we go from here?
Start with Rob.
T kind of gave his. You know.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here, Rob?
Go about your day. Keep living. Smoke your blunt. Have your sex. Work your job. Drive your car.
So just keep
Continue to
going.
breathe. Don't
We know
continue
what's
to go to
important to
church.
Rob.
Continue to keep continue to do whatever you were
Keep
doing.
Rob advice.
Except for like all the negative stuff, like whatever that takes away from you.
No
But
crashing out.
regardless, life is going to be a next tomorrow. It's going to be another day. It's going to be another day. It's going to be next year. It's going to be next millennia. Whatever.
You
But
just might be in
keep
another
going.
country because you got deported, but
I like that. What
Keep
about you,
moving.
Bless?
Well, for me, I like how everybody, the sentiment is. I just want to continue pushing, and it's going to be a wonderful time for me because I know, like, I in that investment market, and I'm going to utilize everything. I'm going to rub shoulders with Republicans, independents, left, right, up, down. It don't matter where you is, as long as you have cash and we rubbing shoulders together and we making cash together. I don't give a rat's ass about your political view. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of all of that. I just want to put it out there on the record. I'm personally happy the election is over, and hopefully everybody could get some sort of semblance of ordinary life, because life ain't ordinary at the at its core. But
This year
it could just
especially,
go back to what it was, because that election thing sent people crazy. Brothers fighting against brother, mother versus sister.
man.
Everybody separate and divide. I see it online. I see it live. People that I never thought would engage in this type of behavior is doing it, and it's shocking to me. And I just see the hatred bubbling up. But for the people who focusing on the money, let's get up, let's dust
get
ourselves
that
off
money.
and get our
That
money,
money.
and let us become the Black Wall Street. Let we become the millionaires. You know what I mean? When the family eat, we all eat. And we go continue
Facts.
pushing, and let watch. You're going to see straight up on that top.
they don't
floor.
even know.
Yeah, they don't know.
They don't
not
even know
a
it's about to go
damn
down.
That's what's up. How about you, Henny? What you got to say? How do you?
I mean,
move
keep
forward?
living, do your thing, stay out of trouble, stop messing with hoes. One thing I can say, we got Trump in office, and his full-on onslaught of his red wave. You should still care about the environment. It's like 80 degrees in November.
Oh,
It's
man,
November
it's about to
10th.
get-
It's
it's about
very
to
hot
get
outside.
crazy.
You want your kids to have a future? Care about the environment right now, because
Right now.
at the rate we
Global
moving,
warming.
these kids ain't gonna reach 25.
These little demons, they're not even kids
So
anymore.
I mean, we talking about little kids like my niece and nephew. They not gonna make it to 25 at the rate we moving. They 9 and 8 right now.
And Trump don't care about the environment.
Trump does not
about
care
nobody.
about the environment.
Global warming.
And a lot of people don't care about the environment, but you gotta worry about that, man. We had an earthquake in right off the coast of Cuba today, a 6.8, if I'm not mistaken.
Damn, I didn't
That's
hear
high.
about
And
that.
then
Could feel it in Miami.
That is
Yeah.
high.
Wow.
and then you have these monstrous hurricanes that are like becoming level 5, category 5 in like 2 days.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on that y'all aren't paying attention to, and I understand y'all out there with the conspiracies. Y'all talking about, they doing this to the weather. No, we're doing this to the weather.
Facts on facts. And man, like, I appreciate all y'all, especially your takes. Still be, humble, to still be positive in this time. And I say, just to kind of tack on to what they're saying, it's like, we endured him once, we can endure him again. This is a time to where, and I see so many people, me, if you don't know me, I'm a man of God, a fearing man of God. And I believe that this might be a test to bring more people to God. But this is a time to where we'll put our faith in our Creator and in our government, because we have no control. But
I'm ready for GTA 6, bro.
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna
be-
forget about Trump.
Fall
The first year,
2025.
the first year of his presidency, he will no longer be a thought in my mind once GTA 6.
He not
drops.
taught now.
Yeah,
But
he
yo.
really isn't, but you know, GTA 6, bro.
But let's get out of here. So now is our time to go around the table where we spotlight, shout out individuals or groups that we see doing amazing things in the community, using their gifts and their talents to make the world a better place. And I could just feel all of them right now thinking, is it my turn? Is it my turn? It's actually my turn.
It's my turn.
It's my turn. It could be your turn too.
It don't matter to me. I'll go next time.
So today my spotlight shout out, and I wrote this down. It goes to Kamala Harris.
That's what I was gonna say.
In 107 days, Madam Harris put together one of the most impressive presidential runs that we may see in our lifetime. She took the steering wheel of a plane that was nosediving and stepped out there to ease our anxiety and our fear of handing the White House over to Donald Trump. With little time, she went and she worked to restore hope. And that is something that a lot of us started to lose when we seen and we talked about here on this platform, seeing Joe Biden out there stuttering and just looking frail and looking like he's not in his right state of mind. And I know this election is over, but at that moment, if you were not a fan of Donald Trump, that gave you anxiety. It gave you like so much fear, like, oh my gosh, this is our representative. And with little time, she went above and beyond. And I commend her for her bravery, for her professionalism, and her inspiration. And I refuse to believe that she was not ready to be president. We weren't ready for her. So that's my spotlight shout out for today, Kamala Harris.
Big ups, Kamala.
Yeah.
Mad respect. Mad respect.
And the jewel of the day today is simply, and it's funny, Bless said it in the very beginning, you reap what you sow. You chose to sit at home and not vote. You reap what you sow. You chose to vote for a man who clearly doesn't respect women or their bodies. And if you have a wife, a daughter, a niece, a cousin, an aunt, you reap what you sow. Instead of taking time to do the research on the economy and understand why things are the way they are right now, you bought into a fix quick scheme. You reap what you sow. You overlooked red flag after red flag after red flag, and you voted for a president that was impeached twice in his last term and has 34 felonies right now. You reap what you sow. And if and when Project 2025 goes into action, which we warned you about over and over again, you reap what you sow. We are officially on break as of today, and we're heading into the holidays. I know that is dark, doom and gloom, but the truth of the matter is we're going to be all right. And there's going to be another episode, another season coming. We are the Hot Mango Seed Podcast. And to all my veterans out there, happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. To all my comrades, man. Peace and love. We're the Hot Mango Seed Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Any Balthazar out.
Henny Balthazar in Gonga.
Shout out to all the Balthazars out there.
Blesstradamus.
Mr. B, take it easy.
Blesstradamus.
Keep the faith. Don't let nothing shut you down.
Soy venganza y soy sumida de mango.
It breaks my heart.
We out here marching in the streets for a reason. It's see 'em on, take 'em off season. Yeah, it's that King T on a hot beat of a dope track in the studio.